I'm Betsy Mills. I grew up in Willow Springs, North Carolina. When I was about 19, I joined the Air Force. Got stationed in Germany. Went downtown to like a little pub. I had a babysitter that night, and she called and said, "I need you to come home. Something came up." I got into a cab. I knew something was wrong as soon as I got in the cab. And I reached for the door handle and the child lock's on. And I realized I can't open the door. Eventually we're in this small village and he pulls up into this alleyway. There's a bunch of men standing outside. They come up to the window, he rolls the window down, he's pointing to the back seat at me. And they're hitting me and they assaulted me. I remember at one point just wanting to die. God let it in, crying out. And I was just saying, take care of my kids. Take care of them. And I hear the car door open. I was holding my head and they threw me out of the car. I was messed up. I had severe anxiety, depression, PTSD. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. When you're on benzos and Klonopin and all these things that just make you feel better, but the problem wasn't fixed. The problems in my heart weren't fixed. I didn't care about anything in my life, and I felt abandoned, especially by God. And I just waited for the next bad thing to happen. I went home with the boys to North Carolina. I'm going to cosmetology school. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a good life for the boys. I get done with school, I graduate. It took off. When I had clients, I was making really good money. Shortly after, I opened my loft, not even a month, started having issues with my arm. Well, I see a vascular surgeon, and I was diagnosed with something called thoracic outlet syndrome. He's like, you have to have surgery. We have to remove your first rib and 2 scalene muscles in your neck. Am I gonna be able to do hair again? Am I getting ready to lose this too? This is not happening again. And I just remember feeling so sad. I was in bed for close to 8 weeks, excruciating pain. One day I looked at the Valium and I looked at, the pain medication, and I took it. I took a bunch. The second I swallowed that medication, I had this immense amount of guilt. I just made a big mistake. I called my sister. And she was like, "What did you do?" And I said, "I made a mistake. I need you to pick me up and take me to the hospital." And I remember getting there and being in the room with my family and feeling overwhelmingly disappointed in myself. I was laying in bed one night and I was like, I'm going to church tomorrow. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to church. And I had actually visited Grace a long time ago. It was a few years ago with some friends. And I got up and I got the boys ready and I went. And I walked in there during the Deeply Happy series. I sat there and I surrendered. I surrendered everything. I surrendered the guilt, the pain, and I just gave it up because I knew in every instance, in every moment, that there's no doubt God was just standing there, hand on me, waiting for me. He was just fighting for me tooth and nail. He died on the cross for me. And his love goes so deep and it shows there's just no boundaries. I really wanted to hear him. I wanted to know him. I hear people talk about that all the time. I didn't really know how. I talk to God like he's my best friend. I'm like, hey, this is me. I'm a hot mess. Help me out. Things just started happening. I'm healing. I'm 90% mobility back. I'm going to be doing hair again. My kids, man, we have fun. I feel the closest to them than I ever have. I want to show them there's nothing in life that they can't get through as long as they have God. He has got me through every single second of everything in my life. Even when I wasn't hearing Him, even when I didn't know Him, He was still there. He never gave up. I'm at a place now where my joy is genuine. And like that happiness in me is real. It's kind of just the beginning.